This is Eric's Brain Quest book, and it's grade 5. He is at grade 5 level, and at this point we have to go through his grade 5, because at this point you can't really skip ahead. It's just getting a little more complicated. We can't skip into grade 6 yet, but I suspect we would be on to grade 6 within a couple months, because we're starting to get through this book. Spelling, vocab, language, reading, math, multiplication, fractions, decimals, geometry, data, algebra. He's already done some algebra. Social studies, science aligns with National Common Core standards. So let's look inside some of the stuff. Eric is further along in his book because we had his book sooner, and then we realized it was such a good book that we got one for Michael. But yeah, so here you go. Prefixes, suffixes, there, your. This is a lot of spelling, vocabulary, and stuff like that. Endings, verb endings. They love the word searches, of course. And jump ahead to some of the other stuff. Okay, here it is. Correct all these, correct all the mistakes in this writing. Correlative conjunction, perfect tense verbs, all this stuff. Conjunctions, how many people remember that these things are called conjunctions? And, but, or, so. Okay, use the correct conjunction. Here's interjections. Wow, stop, hey, oops, ouch. Those are called interjections. Okay, prepositions and prepositional phrases. Here they are. Okay, Eric had to underline the preposition and the prepositional phrase. Identify what was going on in the pictures. Proverbs, here's another one. Okay, bunch of proverbs, learning about them, put them in where they make sense. Idioms. Idioms are little expressions, such as cool as a cucumber in a pickle. Put them in. Okay, simile, metaphor, and hyperbole. How many people remember these? Okay, he had to identify whether they were talking about hyperbole, simile, or metaphor. Notice we just put the S and M. We're going for speed. S for simile, M for metaphor. We try to work fast. Yeah, dictionary, how to use the dictionary, so forth. Let's look at some of the math stuff that he is doing in here. Okay, here it is. Some fractional divisions, so forth. You know, dividing fractions. They're starting into that. Okay, determine the fraction from the shape and divide it and so forth. What else we got? Here's multiplication. Use cross-canceling, remember that. Speed up your multiplication. Again, dividing fractions. Eric has all this stuff down. Well, he had it in 4th grade, but to some extent. But he's really mastered it now in this. Here's multiplying fractions. That's pretty easy, but then you got to simplify. Okay, simplify all fractions. He's good at that. And you convert the number into an improper fraction. That's like a top-heavy fraction. 3 1/8 is 25/8. Okay, so we've got the fractions, and before fractions, we had a bunch of other stuff here. Some basic divisional type stuff. Here's multiplication. It's kind of a review because it's more of a 4th grade thing, but nonetheless, you do it. You got to review things, refresh. Next, numbers. Let's move on. These are decimals. Alright, convert your fractions to decimals. How many adults can do this? Probably 10% of adults even remember how to do this. But anyway, this is what you got to do in 5th grade. Here's adding decimals. I realize it's pretty easy, but you jump through it and learn it. Multiplying decimals, doing that. Money, that was fun. Okay, multiply. Here's a mixture of everything. You got to add fractions, add decimals, multiply mixed fractions. And Eric's doing all of this stuff. He's just great. Now this is geometry and measurement. Okay, so we got measurement, different types of units, metric system, English system, so on and so forth. Temperature. and so on. We did some of that. We'll go a little back. This is something called data. This is really good too. All right, reading graphs, analyzing graphs, coming up with the values. Okay, plotting graphs, and okay, there's more stuff. Okay, a lot of data stuff. We went through the whole data section. Here's algebra. Started in on that. See here. PEMDAS. This is order of operation. PEMDAS is a way of memorizing it. Okay, the brain box down here really describes it. Every page has a brain box, and it's very concise and clear. Okay, parenthesis, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. PEMDAS. Easy way to remember it. Here you plot some graphs. Okay, this is stuff I did in 8th grade. Graphs and geometry. We all did this in 8th grade. Already onto it. And we haven't done word problems yet, but we've done some. Here's some social studies stuff. Original colonies. There you go. Got them. We had some of this. Here we got some geography. The map of the United States. Another one. Fill in the city names. And went. State abbreviations. Know your states. So the social studies. We jump around to different sections. We try to do a couple pages from each section each day. And some days we focus more on one section. Some days we might skip a section. But let's see the table of contents in this guy. And here it is. Okay, spelling, vocabulary, language arts, reading, writing, math skills, multiplication, fractions, decimal, yada yada yada. Okay, it's got the whole deal. And it's, again, these books are fun, very fun to work with. And this is in addition to their once a week class that gives them really good packets on grammar and other things. This is another book we got for Eric recently, but we haven't delved into this yet. Spectrum Science. I'm not sure how good it is yet, but we're going to get into it eventually. And a lot of reading. They do a lot of reading comprehension in these books, and there's a lot of interesting. Here it is. There's a lot of interesting stories. Okay, the Sammy reindeer herders, Hartford Fisher, and I have Eric read aloud. Okay, sometimes we answer the questions verbally. Okay, don't bother writing them in verbally. This is Revolutionary Timeline. It's way, in my opinion, too much detail for a kid his age to know all these revolutionary details, but nonetheless, we went through it. Here's another one, recipe, fill it out. Greenville students harness the wind, reading comprehension, answer a few questions. Some good stuff. Okay. And I have them read aloud. I think reading aloud is a very important skill to develop for young kids. It carries through your whole life. Very valuable. So I have them read aloud as much as possible. I coach him on that, how to maintain his clarity while he's reading and not trail off, and how to pause and be slow, be clear, and not go too fast and stuff like that. But anyway, that's the Brain Quest books. Okay, fantastic guidelines for us, and they're just a lot of fun. The kids love them, and they're a lot of fun to work with.